It's just one thing after another. It's crazy. Yesterday, I was down with the flu all day, just bedridden, just horrible fever, aches and pains. Felt like I got run over by a bulldozer. I'm just like, just let it end, please. Woke up today feeling better. I'm like, okay, maybe this will be okay. Maybe this is like one of those 24-hour things and it'll go away. Finally, around like mid-afternoon, I'm like, you know what? I feel good. Feel awesome. All right, let's do this. Let's film the review. And I get to filming, get the suit on, doing the chapter, I'm doing the intro. Right around the time I finish the intro, I start to feel this weird kind of blocking sensation in my right ear, like I have like water in my ear. I'm like, what is that? And that's never happened to me before, and I got really worried. So I guess it's just earwax or whatever. I call my doctor. I have to go that tomorrow and get that looked at, but that like got me like all anxious and running around for like an hour, like, what's going on? Am I going deaf? What the hell? So I just want to let everybody know that I really love you all and your support, and the fact that this shit, like let's just start fresh in May. May's tomorrow. Let's just start fresh. But damn it, hell or high water, I'm making one more video before this gets out. Okay, okay. So lot of stuff to unpack from the last chapter, like a lot of stuff. I could make a spinning wheel and just on what topic to discuss today. In fact, let's do that. Luffy is possibly the 5th YONKO. Alright, let's go with that. Damn, I didn't get a chance to talk about Bege. By the way, that's the new couple name, Bege. And also, by the way, did you know Kobe's name was spelled Koby instead of Coby? Yeah, in the last chapter, you see his ship with the flag and then on the mast, there it is. It's Kobe, so I don't know. But yeah, okay, let's talk about this, because little something that I've gotten kind of, messages about is that people are like, oh, is Luffy a real, genuine, bona fide Yonko right now? Well, it wouldn't really be a Yonko, because remember, the literal translation of Yonko just means 4 emperors. Okay, because Yon means 4 in Japanese. So what it would really be is if he was an emperor, it would be the Goko, the 5 emperors. But generally, that was just like semantics. Like literally, is he an emperor or isn't he? Because people are like, well, maybe he's a potential candidate for one, or he's an unofficial emperor. How does this work? And that got me thinking. The Yonko, the emperor's position, is not something like, you have to, like, fill out paperwork for. Like, in order to become one of the 7 warlords, like, you can't just announce that you're one of the 7 warlords. The Marines and the world government have to approach you. It wasn't like Mihawk was balling out on his island one day and he's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna be a warlord from now on. And just people started calling him a warlord. No, the government had to approach Mihawk and be like, I wonder how that interchange went. Fucking government ship approaching Mihawk's little coffin boat. He's like, no, please don't cut us in half. No, seriously. We want to invite you, sir, to become one of the prestigious Shibukai. Oh, please don't hurt me. And Mihawk's just, Your attitude seems rather droll, but I suppose I will look this over. Good day, sir. And then the poor guy is just like, okay. Whew. And then like 3 miles away before he even realized that Mihawk cut him, and then that's when his ship sinks. He's like, oh, I'm glad I got away from that. He's truly the greatest swordsman. But my point is, the government has to approach you for that, okay? And you probably have to fill out some paperwork and think, all right, whatever, One Piece social security number, all right, you're now a warlord. The 4 emperors are a little different because it's not really so much a title that you just are given. It's really about, like, how the rest of the world sees you, okay? So that got me thinking that someone is considered an emperor when the world, or the majority of people in the world, consider you an emperor. When you become a pirate so goddamn strong that your name becomes a household name, you become like, I don't know, the freaking Crest toothpaste of the One Piece world. That was a very specific example, but it's just like you're a household name. Like even some people living out in the middle of the freaking boondocks in the South Blue have heard of Whitebeard. Even people living in the Arctic of the North Blue have heard of Big Mom and Kaido. Alright? And they're, terrified of them for those reasons, of just how strong they are. And so that is when you become one. Now remember, the way that that newspaper got spread around the world, that wasn't the government's doing, that was Morgan's doing. And that gives me a lot of different, that makes me, like, really question how this whole process works with bounties. Because let's think about this, logically. Morgan's probably did not go to the Marines and tell them about the whole thing with Luffy, and then they're like, okay, Morgan's, we'll take your word for it, we'll raise his bounty. Oh, by the way, how did you get this information? Oh, well, I was just present at Big Mom's tea party because I'm also part of the underworld. Oh, yeah, they would be serving Thanksgiving dinner early if Morgan's came clean with that. I mean, he always could have just lied and just said, oh, I have my spies that found out about it. But no, I think what happened was this. Morgan's gets back to his headquarters. He orders, you know, stop the presses, big news, big news. And he orders, why was I giving him like a, I don't know, was that like a Russian thing I was going there? It was like, oh, you know, news eskis, we must stop the presses. Announced to the world the Straw Hat is now an emperor. You know, something along those lines. And then they printed the story, and then the Marines saw that, and they're like, oh shit, whether this is true or whether this is fake news, the whole world now is going to be thinking that Luffy, you know, took out Katakuri, which he did, and Cracker, which he did, and attempted an assassination of Big Mom. Well, attempted is a very key term here, because yes, he attempted. Although all that Luffy really did in that attempted assassination plot was just jump out of a cake and then just run around like a monkey for a little while. He did have one clash with Big Mom. That was pretty cool, but that's really where it ended. If you're going to talk about the actual assassination attempt, that was Bege's group. Which, by the way, we didn't see Bege's bounty get raised. It probably did, but we didn't know how much. I wouldn't be surprised if Bege's bounty shot up too. If Luffy's bounty is going to jump up a whole freaking billion berries to 1.5 billion total, then don't be surprised. Screw it! At this point, Bege's bounty could be a freaking billion. I know! You might be sitting there thinking, oh, there's no way, Matt. Bege's bounty is not a billion. I'm sure there was a few of you that thought this, but how many of you actually thought that Luffy's bounty was going to go up that much? I know there were a few of you sitting around thinking, I think it's going to go over 1 billion. But even if you were thinking it was going to go over 1 billion, were you shooting for 1.5? I know, with such a big fan base, there was one guy out there sitting in front of his computer like, I think it's gonna be raised to 1.5. I shouldn't give you that voice. Because that's me a lot of times. Like, I think that's my whole job, is to come up with theories. I'm not sitting here like, okay, with Nami and Zeus, let's see what they could do together. But no, there's probably someone sitting there that was like, yeah, I think 1.5 billion. I think it could shoot up that high. But most people were just like, nah, man, not that high. Because a billion is referred to as like a big benchmark, because the only two pirates up till that point that had over 1 billion were Jack at 1 billion exactly, and then Katakuri, which was at like 1,057,000,000. Which, by the way, could somebody tell me what's up with the 57 billion? Like, how do they calculate that? Like, all right, freaking one of the sons of Big Mom, second son, sweet commander Charlotte Katakuri, 1 billion. Actually, it should be a little higher than that. Like, oh, okay, do you want to make it 1,100,000,000? Nah, lower. 1,050,000,000. Nah. 1,055,000,000. Nah. Like, 1,057,000,000. Like, why? Like, does the extra, like, you couldn't round up or round down, like, that extra 2, you couldn't just make it 155, you had to make it 157, like, you know, that extra 2 million really matters that much? Damn right, Steve, it does matter that much. I don't know. And Bobbins is the most weird. Bobbins is the weirdest one, because his is like, isn't his like 110,500,000 berries? Or like 50 berries at the end? It's some weird number. I don't know, how does that get calculated? But anyway, yeah. So, whether or not the news is true, whether or not the Marines can confirm this 100%, which they probably could. I mean, Stussy was there. But I think that's what Morgan's did. Before anything happened, he published the paper. The world found out about Luffy's attempt to kill Big Mom and that he took out 2 of the Sweet Commanders. And now the world views him as an emperor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you want to consider him an unofficial emperor or anything like that. The common people in the One Piece world until something happens that changes their views, for right now, Luffy is a Yonko, and I'm sure, well, Luffy is an emperor, and I'm sure in a lot of other people's eyes, Big Mom is now less of an emperor for that reason. Now, she still has the title because she's still alive. It's not like Luffy killed her, which, oh my god, that makes me think if Luffy did actually kill Big Mom, how high was his bounty rise? The only thing that you can kind of say about this, and the only way you could consider him like, well, he's not really an emperor, but he's kind of one, is his actual bounty, because people have said, like, well, 1.5 billion, that's impressive, but it's not quite as impressive as, like, a Yonko should have. You know, like, Jack has 1 billion berries for his bounty. Do you see Kaido having, you know, just 500 more berries than one of his subordinates? You think Kaido would have, like, way more. So, my theory regarding this, and I've mentioned this before, is either the Yonko, just, their status is just so powerful that it might just be like, okay, there's no bounty because what would it matter? A standard bounty hunter is not going to be able to take them in. And if one of the Marines take them in, like if they bring an entire fleet of Marines with like 3 admirals to take down Kaido, I mean, I don't think they would get the bounty at that point because that's their day job anyway, is to be Marines. Another idea is that their bounty might not just be an actual static number. It might just be, you know, Kaido of the Beasts, name your price. Or just it just says negotiable. Probably, just think of a really badass way of saying negotiable. So probably like, name your price. Or it's like you're taking out an ad in a personal. It's like, you know, 5 billion or best offer, you know, something like that. That might be their status. And for that reason, Luffy his bounty is the highest known in the series right now, 1.5 billion. But it might not be on that level yet. But the world still considers him on that level. So that's what really matters. That the world is shaking in their boots at what Luffy has wrought. Now, another thing is, how is this going to affect the Straw Hats? Because even if you don't want to consider them the emperors, the Navy has to treat them that way from here on out. The Straw Hats are going to have to deal with a lot. I'm going to say it one more time because it's important. A lot of bullshit. Alright? Like, it's going to be crazy. You know, you're going to have people trying to assassinate Luffy now. You might have people coming to them trying to work under the Straw Hats beyond just the Grand Fleet. And some of them might be genuine, like Bartolomeo's kind of fanboy. Oh, Bartolomeo probably creamed his pants when he read that freaking, you know, bounty poster. Or they could be trying to get close with the Straw Hats and try to assassinate him, just like Bege did with Big Mom. Just like Drake is probably doing with Kaido right now. So, yeah. They're going to have to deal with a lot of stuff, and this might cause more problems. So right now, right at this moment, it might seem like a really epic thing. Like, oh my god, Luffy is a member of the Emperors. That's so crazy. But after a while, we might be sitting here thinking, oh no, Luffy is a member of the Emperors. That's not good. A lot of people are going to try to kill him now. Like, even more so than usual. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be... It's going to be insanity from here on out. I can't wait to see the other Straw Hats' reactions to this. Sanji's bounty increased as well, and the only thing I wanted to say there was it's obviously a gag because Zoro's is 320, and I was trying to think of like rhyme or reason with like how their bounties increase in size. Like after Dressrosa, it made sense for how their bounties increased. Luffy's jumped from 400 million to 500. Okay, that's an even 100. Sanji's jumped 100 as well, because of the whole thing with the Germa. All the other Straw Hats jumped 50. Okay, like Nami went from 16 million to 66 million. You know, and Chopper went up 50. Usopp's made kind of sense going from 33 to, was it 33? I think it was 33. Or 30. Whatever he was as Saga King. That jumped to God Usopp at 200 million because that was kind of important there, his status. But I'm trying to think of rhyme or reason for how Sanji's increased from 77 to 330. Because it's like, I thought it was doubled, but it wasn't. So, or 177 to 330. So, no. It's just to be 10 million higher than Zoro. That's the joke. So, I can't wait till Zoro's reaction to that. It's gonna be pretty funny. But anyway, yeah, that's. I just wanted to, bring up this discussion today just to get something out. Like, I have to make you understand. Like, I had my birthday, last week, and I got letters and fan mail from all my fans, and they were just like, Matt, we love what you do, keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. And I'm like, alright, I'll keep it up. Then we have days like yesterday where I get bedridden and I can't even get up, for longer than a few minutes without getting freaking nauseous to film a video. And then today where everything's in freaking mono. So, yeah, I mean... And I want you to know that this review, like, I have this all planned out. Like, the intro is done, and it's good. You're gonna love it. It's cool. I'm bringing back a character that's been gone for a while. You're gonna love that. But, it just keeps dragging and dragging with this. There's always something. But, hopefully I'll get it out tomorrow. I hope. I just want to start fresh in May. Let's just do that. But I got this one more video out before we're done. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day. I'm gonna go try this crap out and see if this works. Have a good one, everybody.